Hello, my dear children. Now we have finished the explanation part of the lines of poem television. So here we will discuss some more notes of this poem. Like the first part is theme of the poem. So first you see I have written idiot box, that the television is called idiot box might have something to do with the kinds of effect Dhal imagines it has in children. This phase is actually a transferred epithet in the sense that it is not the television set that is idiotic, but you understand, children, this part. But that idiocy is produced in the watchers of television. When we watch television, it is a passive process on our parts. We do not actively engage with the material as we do while reading and imagining the words on the page coming to life. This passivity ultimately makes the work of our brain slower and more strained. If you have understood this part, this is poet actually says television is a idiot box, but in a way he wants to mean that it's not the set, the television set is idiotic, but the people, those are watching, they become idiotic because they lose all the imaginative power. Actually, when we watch television, let me read this part, death of imagination, then I will tell you. Amidst all the people of this time, Dhal was perhaps singularly ahead of his time when he predicted that television would spell the death of imagination in children's minds. As a children's author, he must have known more than others how children's face light up when they read or listen to a story, and how they often lose themselves in the detail of a book as their imagination constructs entire worlds for them in their minds. However, television hands them ready images. As a result, their imagination suffers and they later become spectacle, skeptical in thinking that what they cannot see is not real. If all children thought that way, an author like Dal would actually go out of business. So it is very clear for all of us, when we watch television, when we watch a program in television, everything is in front of us. We can visualize, we can see it. We don't have to imagine. We don't have to imagine what the visualization is of that story or whatever we are watching. It's everything in front of us. But when we read a book, nothing, we cannot see anything. So we, through our imagination, we have to visualize the story. That is part of imagination, what we lose when we watch television, because we don't need to imagine anything. Everything is in front of us, we can see. Next, reading as a habit to be inculcated. Even though Dhal was writing primarily for children, the message of the particular poem seems more intent for their parents than for them. Dhal believes that it is a parent's duty to inculcate the habit of reading in his or her children. Children might not know any better than watching television for hours, but parents too, in their hurry to get all their work finished, they ignore their children's long hour of television watching. However, by putting their own convenience aside, they should introduce their children to the wonderful world of books. This we got in the poem also, where poet is asking the parents to throw away the television set and in that place to put the bookshelf. He is directly saying to the parents that you, just to finish up your own work, you're allowing your loving, your darling child to watch, to sit in front of television the whole day. Because if they watch, they will not disturb, they will not do any naughtiness, any mischief. So this part. Now I'm coming to literary device of this poem, rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme is very easy. Roald Dahl follows the same simple rhyme scheme throughout this poem. That rhyme scheme is AABB, if you see, and so on in a series of rhyming couplets. Only on one occasion does it diverge from this, when the end words of the lines rhyme in line 31, 32, 33. In these three lines, it has changed. Otherwise, throughout the poem, it is AABB. Rhetorical devices. Apostrophe. What is this apostrophe? This rhetorical device is used when a poet addresses his or her poem to an absent audience. Dahl uses the device of apostrophe when he addresses his poem to English parents and advises them on doing away with their television sets. See, it is like he is directly addresses the parents, but actually in front of him, it's not a stage, it's not a hall where he is giving address to the parents. He is giving address to the parents, but that they are invisible audience. They are not there, absent audience. So that is called apostrophe. So he has used that here. Doing away meaning is like leave, just destroy. Personification, this rhetorical device is used to give human qualities to something that is incapable of human actions. That we all know. Many times we discuss this personification. Dahl uses the device of personification in two cases. First, when he gives television the human ability to kill something. It is written, so only it is a type of personification. When he says that it kills, this television, watching television, it kills their imagination. And second, when he gives imagination the human ability to die at its end. Human ability die. Okay? He gives imagination the human ability to die at its hand. That is why the television is to him a monster. Okay? So this is, in a way, we will get to know that monster is a metaphor here, but in a way it is a personification also. Now, figure of speech, hyperbole. Last week in someone's place, we saw a dozen of eyeballs on the floor. This line we got. I discussed also this line. So this is a hyperbole. This is not possible. This is something just to promote that how children are busy, engaged themselves with watching television, to indicate that poet has used this hyperbole. Metaphor, this monster, what I just now I said, he says the television as monster. So it's a metaphor. Simile, his brain becomes as soft as cheese. This is a simile. Now, tone of the poem. Roald Dahl always wrote keeping his audience in mind. Therefore, it is no surprise that the tone of the poem is light, amusing, and entertaining. He obviously meant for his readers to not feel that he was preaching to them. Despite its light tone, the message of this poem still rings true for its reader, that a book can open up one's mind is a lesson that every writer wants his readers to know. Because writers, their aim to write that they get the readers to read their book. So here, poet says that only. So these are the notes, what we should go through. It is there in your workbook, so you go through from workbook, very important. I hope you all understood. Thank you.